Moving on, Nike is one of the several major retailers dealing with rampant theft from its warehouses to its retail stores. I mean, Dan, I saw videos of people just breaking into the warehouses like in Memphis, Tennessee. I mean, what is the athletic brand doing about it, and how is it impacting their sales?
Well, to begin with, this goes beyond just Nike to start with. There was over $95 billion of retail thefts over the past year. So certainly this is a widespread problem. Specifically related to Nike, though, what do we have here? I think there's two things at play. First, soft on crime policies, so people don't think that there's going to be consequences for their actions of stealing things. And there's a high demand for Nike products, and they're not cheap. So to the extent people can steal them and resell them on that secondary market, well, there's incentive there to do it.
Absolutely. That secondary market for products like this, absolutely massive. How about this? So the latest study out of a Consumer Reports finding driving a hybrid over an EV could actually save you money. Now, that's depending on where you live. Seth, what did the latest study find? I mean, do you think that hybrids are kind of the happy medium that people are looking for?
Maybe. Here's the benefit of the hybrid. There's an opportunity to not run out of energy and have to find a charge station. You kind of have the best of both worlds. Now, this study by Consumer Reports found that really it studied 3 states, California, Florida, and Massachusetts, and really only one vehicle, the hybrid Corolla, outperformed an EV, I think it was the Nissan Leaf, by way of the high cost of energy prices. So energy, as Allison Maloney would tell you, in Massachusetts, really expensive. And so when you factored in both, Massachusetts on that one car was the only one where the hybrid was cheaper to drive.
Wow.
Do I think they take a broader position? Probably not, because quite candidly, companies aren't investing in hybrids like they would. Automakers aren't. So they're going all in on EV, meaning that EV is probably where the market is headed.
Interesting. Well, a recent survey found many middle-class families want to raise their kids on the salary of just one parent, with the other one staying home. But with sky-high inflation, some people, they just don't have a choice but to both work. So, Dan, do you think we'll ever get back to the situation where middle-class families can have one parent stay home? I know that that's how I was raised.
Well, unless that one parent is making a lot of money, it's going to be really hard. If you look at the studies here, and they go back to the 1980s, and you take a 25-year-old and what they were earning at that time on average compared to today, that person would have to work 62 hours in order to be able to have the equivalent in terms of their earnings. So it's really, really hard. Do I think it's a great thing to have one parent at home looking over the children? Absolutely. Is it realistic? I think it's really, really tough for middle-class Americans to be able to do that anytime soon.
Yeah, not in this economy. Let's end on some Costco. So they've added a new item to their menu at one location in Washington State. Okay, the price tag is making people absolutely lose their minds. Seth, tell us more about the $9.99 roast beef sandwich.
Alex, it's got roast beef, onion, a mayo mustard kind of combo, sauce, lettuce, roasted cherry tomatoes, red onion on a ciabatta bun. I sound like a commercial for this. It does sound good, even though it's early in the morning. That being said, if you asked me if I would take the $1.50 hot dog over the $9.99 roast beef sandwich, I would probably take the hot dog every day that ends in Y. This is a challenge for Costco. Quite candidly, Reddit and online folks are just bashing them over this, but you can still get their brisket sandwich for $5. So, hey, what are you complaining about?
Yeah, I mean, that sandwich sounds good, but Costco's the one. They've been bragging about having that $1.50 hot dog. We're not going to change the price. So I think it's very interesting to come out with something that's $9.99.
You know, they lose money on that $1.50 hot dog, Alex, but they do it because the loss leader gets a lot of people into their store.
Absolutely. Interesting. Seth Denson, Dan Geltrude, thank you both so much for coming on this morning. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.